Welcome back to LS Chop Shop. In today's video, we're gonna go over some basics on how to do some plastic welding. The other day, if you've watched some of my other videos, you'll remember that I replaced some headlights in the Cadillac ATS with some LED bulbs. If you're interested in that, please go check out my other videos. And there's many more projects that have been done to this car, including some upcoming suspension work that needs to be done to repair some damage that occurred. This piece right here that we're looking at is the cap that goes over the back of the headlights. Someone prior to me cut a hole in here, I guess, to be able to fit some wiring, to fit some fancy headlights and things like that through the cap. Well, this piece needs to be sealed in order to keep water out of the housing, and to protect the bulb and to prevent condensation from forming inside the lens. So what I'm going to do today is show you guys how I do plastic welding. And all you need is a basic soldering iron or pen like this one, and some scrap pieces of plastic. I got this plastic off of an old tackle box that I don't need. I just cut it out. I traced how big of a circle I need, cut out the patch, and I'm ready to heat up the soldering iron and get to work mending the plastic, making it one solid piece again, and then smoothing it out. So that's what we're going to do today. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you find it useful, please subscribe, please like the content, and make a comment as well if you have any questions about how you can do this yourself. First step, plug in your soldering iron, get it nice and hot. I've been letting this sit for about 5 minutes now. It's now really hot, ready to rock and roll. So we're just going to start by laying our patch over the hole that we're trying to cover, and it's okay if it goes just a little bit past the edge. This isn't a precision job that has to be nice and clean and tight, so we're gonna melt the plastic to each other. You're gonna get each side hot as you kind of work around, and you'll see how easy it starts to be as it starts to melt and kind of become one. And then we'll go, once we get the outside done, just kind of work ourselves around. We'll move to the inside and just kind of clean that up a little bit, make sure it's one solid piece. You can see how the plastic starts to melt, move down and become one with the casing. You'll see I just made a little boo-boo, which is no big deal. Plastic's very forgiving and you can do a lot of stuff with it. But I leaned the pin down on the housing here, so it started melting the housing a little more than I wanted to. But again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're just trying to make it airtight. And kind of work down and spread the plastic across, nice and even. Close up any gaps. Once we kind of make this one piece, you can see it's already pretty firm. Once we make it one piece, we'll clean it up, try to smooth it out, make it a little prettier just in case we ever want to look at it again, which we won't. This will be hidden. I also recommend doing this outside or in a well-ventilated area. I'm outside. There's quite a bit of wind blowing. It looks like it's blowing the smoke towards the camera, so you guys are getting most of the smoke. If you are in a place where you're actually breathing this, it can be toxic, so wear a mask. Some of you may be asking, why didn't I just buy a new cap to cover the headlight? And the reason is I'm cheap, and like a lot of you guys learning how to do stuff on your own, you find workarounds. You figure out how to make things work with what you've got, instead of spending money on things that you don't want to spend money on. So yeah, I probably could have spent, I mean, I don't know how much these things cost. Maybe it could be 10 bucks. I mean, they shouldn't be more than 10 bucks, but who knows? They're probably GM parts that cost $30, $40. I didn't even take the time to look it up because I had what I needed at the house to fix it. Trying to smooth out my mistake I made earlier. Again, not that you have to do this, but I just feel like it. Doesn't take much pressure. Once this thing gets super hot, it really does start to do all the work for you. Just the weight of the pin itself will melt the plastic and allow the stuff to spread, kind of like peanut butter. So it's completely sealed up now. I'm just going to go around it and kind of smooth it out a little bit and make it a little bit prettier, but again, you don't have to do that. Then we'll flip it over in a second and we'll seal up the inside. At this point, you could clearly call this project done. So if you choose to stop here, go right ahead. You'll be fine. From what I've found in my experience, when you melt plastic and heat it up and mold it together like this, it's a much more permanent fix than using some sort of epoxy or gooey sticky tape or anything like that that could fail. This is, in my experience, a permanent fix. You can use this for plastic intake manifolds or any type of plastic that has developed a leak or anything like that, or a crack that you need to fix. You could easily fix it by doing this. I wouldn't recommend doing it on an intake manifold on an engine that is not naturally aspirated. Something that has like a supercharger or a turbocharger, anything that has boost, where you have manifold pressure inside as opposed to a vacuum, because you'll often, if you don't do the repair just right or add enough plastic to it, it will blow out. But that should be a good shot right there for you of what it looks like all done, completely sealed up on the outside. Hopefully that shows up good on camera. I'm going to flip over to the inside. So the inside still perfectly sealed up as well, but yeah, I guess I'll just play around with the inside here a little bit while I'm here. Maybe. Just for fun. Just be careful not to touch the sealing surface where it mounts to the plastic ring on the back of the headlight housing. It's the only place that needs to stay perfectly round, and it has a little seal around it and all that kind of stuff that you don't want to mess up. So just be careful there. And as long as you stay away from that with the heat, you should be fine. And there we go. We're completely done. Outside, although ugly and dimply, you could sand it, you could paint it, you can do whatever you want to with it. You can sand it to like a nice clean finish, but it's already cool to the touch. Completely solid. It would hold water if I put water in it. Inside's completely done as well. So I'm going to reinstall this and move on to my next project for the day. If you guys like what you saw, again, please, thank you for watching, but please help me out. Subscribe to my channel and like the videos, and leave comments and suggestions on what you would like me to do for these cars. If you have projects on your cars and you're wondering how to do them, let me know, and I can make videos on my own cars and show you how I fix the problems. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.